Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. As a follow-up to my previous video where I purchased a Land Rover Discovery 4 at auction. In that video I did a tour around the new car and showed the faults that it has, which are in fact quite minimal. I haven't yet, even though I've owned the car for 4 months, I haven't yet actually looked underneath the car to see what the condition's like under there. So in this video we'll have a look. I'll put the car up on the hoist and see what we find. Generally speaking, cars in Australia survive well. They don't rust much unless they've been taken on the beach or particularly in the surf. I don't think this car's been off the road too much, but we'll find out. So there she is up on the hoist. I don't have access to get it so it's fully head height. Got a bit more room there, but to go on the locks it needs to come down a bit. So let's have a bit of a look around. So at first glance, all looks good. The CV boots appear to be okay. Go from the other angle. No movement there. Bushes seem to be all right. Yeah. See, this car has been off-roaded a little bit, but not too bad. Good. Brakes are new on the front. They were replaced when I bought it. It was part of the deal. It's a bit loose. Let's nip that up a little bit. Steering arms. So you can't tell really what's up there. Doesn't tear down when you leave the shocks. That's just a good thing. Well, they've got a bit of rust here, but I think that rust is actually, yeah, that's on the step. Not keen on these side steps, but I know a lot of people are. But to me, they get in the way. But to remove them, I'm missing the trim, so I'd end up with a gap in the side of the car. So unless I can find a replacement for that, I don't think I'll be doing it. But yeah, look at that. That's not very good. But it's not the actual car. The actual car is amazingly rust-free, and this side step hasn't done that, curiously. Anyway, least of our problems are in here. No major leaks. I might pull the beddy pans down and we'll have a look at that. I've got the bump in my hoist floor, so I have to go over the step. So there's that. See, this is the main sill, and that's perfect. Cars really do survive well in Australia as long as you're not taking them onto into the surf. It's not so much the beach even, it's the surf. And the rear diff's not leaking. Bush seems okay. A tie rod happening there. Seems okay. Drives very well, this car. I mean, it's at least as good as our other one, which I've done quite a bit of work on over the years. So there's no leaks.
but I will pull the belly pan off. That's the rear discs. There's a bit of a lip on the discs. Nothing really though. I'm not going to see in there, I can't. What my pad thickness is like. I just noticed that, so it's been adjusted. Obviously it was adjusted down here at some point and has been adjusted up. And it is tight, I've just checked it. So I don't know what the story is there, just an alignment I suppose. I'm not getting any uneven wear on the treads. Oh, that's tight. Oh my God, you put the pan on. Who the bloody hell put that on? You are having a laugh. Oh my God, that is tight. I need a longer bar. So don't suddenly put that on with a torque with a rattle gun. Shit. Jesus, who put that on? That's ridiculous. Huh? That one's actually, I mean that one's loose. Whoa. I can... Why would you do them that tight? I can't do that one. No. Stupid. And then the pan. Oh my God. What the? It's a 13. Oh. Let's put some spray on it, but I don't think it's going to do any good. Man. I've fairly rounded it off now. Got it. Because somebody had done the nut too tight, I ended up, if you can see it there, having to hit it with a cold chisel. Cold chisel and a big hammer to get it out, so going to be needing a new one of those. You can just see the bit of, this is actually from penetrating oil that I sprayed up there. But all to reveal nothing really. Let's have a look. Yeah. Nothing to show, no oil leaks. Coming from, that's the fuel evacuation port. Yeah, better than the other Land Rover, which has got a few minor weeps. They're nothing very serious, but they are there. Evidence just in the pan there. Curious. There's a clip that's broken off, so this car has seriously had some work done to it. It's just one of those clips that goes around the hose and then you attach another hose to it. Artifacts. No, nothing to see really. Somebody must have spent a lot of money on this car, because I think, did it have a new alternator? I can't remember. Oh, no, that doesn't look new. Just having the oil cooler replaced and the inlet manifolds replaced in their own alloy would have been quite an expensive thing to do. The pan looks fairly new, so it may have had an automatic transmission service. No records of any of these things. Can't see the fuel filter. It's behind that panel there. So this is the three bolts. Take that off and now I've got access to it. That's a better view. Wouldn't have said that was particularly new, would you? Don't know. Of course, they couldn't put the date on it or anything like that, could they? No. But anyway, I'll get one of those.
So I've added in some replacement bolts. These are 15mm heads rather than 13, and they're not high tensile, but they'll do. And I added some nether seals to the threads. This is a very old tin of nether seals that I've got. Ugh. Good stuff though. Yeah, we don't want to repeat performance with that bolt that got stuck. I can just see me by the side of the road trying to remove one of those. Anyway, here we are. So I think you might agree, for a car that's been on the road for 13 years, it's nothing really. It would almost be a scrapper in the UK in some circumstances, just from the salt on the road, but we don't get any of that. I mean, even the exhaust's not really particularly rusty. So there it is, just a quick look around on the underside of the Discovery 4. I think you'll agree it's pretty good condition for a car which is now 13 years old. Not too rusty at all, just a little bit of surface rust, but nothing serious. And no faults to report. Thanks for watching.